Hey everybody, Vaughn here with the Vonster blog, and welcome to day 144. Holy smokes of a year of yoga. I'm going to be mixing it up just a little bit. We're still doing the same core sequence as what we've been working on these past couple of days, but I'm kind of just resequencing a little bit. Thank you guys so much for joining me here today. I know some days it can be hard to carve out the time for ourselves, but totally worth it. And the excuse, the pile of excuses that I usually find myself facing at the end of the day, the one at the top is like, I'm tired. And it's like, well, I'm going to be tired if I do. I'm going to be tired if I don't. I'd rather be tired and have done it. So, and that has been kind of the mindset that's been getting me through the holiday season. And still just being happy but exhausted and still getting stuff done, because then I'm that much happier for the next day. It's managing my momentum in the direction that I want to go. And so thank you guys for joining me on this momentum managing journey that we're finding ourselves in. So let's inhale and exhale. As we exhale, pulse down, warming up the knees and ankles. Inhaling, reaching our fingertips to the sky while grounding down through our feet. Inhale up to the bottom of our lungs, just fill ourselves with air. There we go. Maybe we might come up onto our toes as we come up, and then exhale down. Very good, you guys. On this next inhale up, let's exhale. Do a bit of a back bend. Don't forget to breathe. Inhaling back upright, let's exhale, forward fold. Now while we're here, let us relax into it. Letting our head and shoulders hang, maybe using blocks to bring the ground up to our body. Rather the ground up to our hands. Inhaling up to a flat back. Exhaling a little bit deeper. Let's roll up one vertebrae at a time, and we're going to step forward with our right foot and then come down and back in like a 45-degree angle with our left. We're going to inhale, arms up into warrior pose, warrior one. Inhale and exhale forward into airplane. Trying to focus on grounding into the big toe and pinky toe sides of both of our feet. Inhale and exhale. Let's bring our fingertips to the ground, lower that back knee, untuck our toes, and you could totally use a block or two here. With your hands on the inside of your leg or with your leg in the center. This alignment in particular is very challenging for me, but oftentimes I like to dance with what is challenging because that's where growing happens. Grounding down into the top of our back foot almost so much that if we engage just a little more, it'll bring up that back knee. And from here, I'm going to set the blocks aside, come up onto my back toes. Inhale, bring my right foot back into plank. Inhale and exhale, coming down into 8-limbed pose. And then up to Cobra before I messed up my mic again. On our next inhale, let's come down, place our hands on the mat, tuck our toes under. Exhale, pushing through to downward facing dog. Maybe shift your weight from side to side. Releasing any of that tension that you may be hoarding. You can come out of it a bit and then come back in, maybe coming up on your toes and lowering your heels to the ground. As we inhale, let's exhale and bring our left foot forward and have our right foot at a 45-degree angle on the mat. And come up into a warrior one position. Inhale, exhale into airplane. Again, keeping that sensation of being really grounded through both edges of our feet. And then let's go ahead, if we can, and bring our blocks towards us while we lower our back knee down and come up into low lunge. And here I'm using my blocks to help make space so I can get a really nice deep stretch into my hip flexor. And again, check in with that back foot, make sure that we're grounding through the top of it. And from here, I'm going to set my blocks off to the side and start walking my back leg forward. Finding myself in a forward fold, I'm going to grab my strap and bring my hands around behind me, and then lift them up and really relax into this forward fold. We'll go ahead and lower that down. Bend our knees generously. Roll up. One vertebrae at a time. Let's roll those shoulders up and back a few times. And then up and forward. Let's come for a moment into mountain pose. I can feel my heart pounding in my fingertips. And so I'm just going to focus on that. So you can find something either internally or externally to put your focus on. And then just release. I've been treating clearing my mind today, not like rushing somebody out of the door, but just kind of letting the thoughts wander off on their own until it's a quiet, calm space. Okay, from here, I'm going to bring my feet just a little bit wider. Inhale, exhale, coming down into a nice, deep yogic squat. I'm trying to keep that kind of exalted arms, extended arms sensation through my posture. And now from here, I really wish I could slowly creep back onto my butt. And I don't know if using blocks would help, but I just feel like I'm gonna die. But even if the house comes crashing down, let's try it. Ooh! Well, I certainly shook some things, and I'm sure Randy's going to come up and be like, oh my God, are you okay? But I did it. I fell back onto my butt. That was scary. Because I'm so worried, I guess, of being like a turtle trapped on my back. But that's why we're going to be practicing these next 2 postures. Next, actually, 3 postures. Ooh, excitement. Activated. So, again, bringing back the block for some integrity, just to make sure that my feet aren't like getting weird. We're going to lean back, and you could have your feet up on a block and then practice just lifting them a little. Bring them down and inhale. Lift them and exhale. Then maybe you could pick up the block. And I'm holding on to the back of my legs here. Don't feel like it's cheating. We are building our strength. Let's hold for 1 breath, 2, 3. And then if you can, let's extend out. Oof, there we go. I was going to shoot for 3 breaths, but 1's a good start. And now from here, I am going to wrap the strap around my feet, just around the outside this time, outside edges. And holding about here, let's come up. We can come into almost a bound cobbler pose and just practice that balance. Inhale and exhale our feet out in front of us. And down. I'm going to come forward, get a little bit more of a release there. Open it up through the hips of it. And I'm going to try grabbing a little closer to my feet. And again, we can kind of rock back in this pre-posture of being in bound cobblers, balancing on our booty. Inhale and exhale. So my hands came unwound. I'm not any closer. There we go. Oh, I'm having trouble breathing here because it's so, thighs against belly. But we're doing it, y'all. Let's do it one more time, a little bit looser this time so that I have room to breathe. We never know where those boundaries are until we explore them. So it's not a failure. It's not a shortcoming. It's an observation. Inhaling, exhaling back to bound cobbler. Inhaling and exhaling. Feet out in front. Ooh. Got a cramp. Oh my goodness. Lets us know we're doing something right though. So now from here, I'm going to rock forward, coming up onto my hands and knees. Let's sneak in some cat cows. Now from here, I'm going to take these same 2 blocks and I'm going to position them on either side of my feet by my ankles, because next we have Camel Pose. And this has been, always has been challenging for me, but again, that's why we're here. Inhaling up onto our knees. If you feel like you need to fiddle with your hair or your clothes to kind of get your mind right, go ahead and do what you feel like you need to do. But from here, let's try leaning back just a little bit, just until your glutes and your quads are engaged. Inhaling and exhaling, lift the chest. Inhale, arms overhead, and coming down. We can bring one hand down to a block and another hand possibly down Where'd the block go? There it is. Oh, knocked it over. Okay, well, we might just be at 1 block today. Inhale, come back up. Let's sit back. I always get quite dizzy in that posture, but it's, just checking in. Getting in some neck rolls. Let's do this again. Left hand down to the block, right arm extended overhead. Exhaling, coming up into that slightly leaned back, just engaged. You want everything engaged and zipped up. Lifting the chest like we're leading with our heart, coming up and back. Arms up. And exhale, bring your hands down to the block. And back down. I think that'll be something really good to practice for the next week, week and a half, and kind of gauge our strength and our progress in that posture. So, that being said, that is today's practice. So thank y'all so much for joining me here, and I look forward to seeing y'all here again tomorrow. And until then, keep on keeping on. Mwah. Bye.